situation, we have the ability to make choices. This case is about the choices the plaintiff, Bobby Daly, made on June 6, 2015. One thing we all know is that when you make choices, you must face the consequences. The consequences of the choices the plaintiff made on June 6, 2015 is why we're here today. This all happened at Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor. Scooter's is a hometown ice cream parlor here in Steelton. In fact, it was the first ice cream parlor that opened up here. And for a long time, it was the only ice cream parlor in Steelton. Mr. Tracy Simon, the owner of Scooter's, was really into building the community. He opened the first ice cream parlor in Steelton, and at the height of popularity of chasing game, he decided, what a great idea to have people come in and play the game while the store is open. Now, the plaintiff was one of those people that came to play the game at Scooter's. He was playing the game at Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor closes. The plaintiff at 10 o'clock was asked to leave because the parlor was closing. And the plaintiff went to the parking lot to continue playing. Now in the parking lot, the plaintiff was told by the same employee from Scooter's to leave the parking lot, to go to the sidewalk. And the plaintiff went to the sidewalk and continued playing the game, didn't go home. At this point, it's about 10:45 p.m. It's late, it's dark out. He's still playing the game. And you hear the plaintiff was warned by his friends he was with. His friends warned him and said, people are coming. Maybe we should be out of here. Further, his friend said to him, I don't think they're coming to play the game. He received another warning after that. And that warning was from the assailant himself. And even with those two warnings, the plaintiff continued to play the game on the sidewalk at around 10:45 at night. After those warnings that were ignored, the plaintiff was unfortunately attacked. Now, the attack is why we're here today. Now, we're not here to argue that what happened to the plaintiff is not terrible. What we are here to argue is that what happened to the plaintiff is not the fault of Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor. The plaintiff was trespassing when he was attacked. And we'll prove that to you today with three major arguments. First one, the plaintiff was asked to leave. Second point, that Scooter's took reasonable security measures. And the third point, the plaintiff was not paying attention. To my first point, the plaintiff was asked to leave. You'll have a chance to hear testimony of the employee that was working at Scooter's that night. Her name is Ms. Chrissy Vladanova. Ms. Vladanova will not be here today because unfortunately she's out of the country, but prior to this trial, she was able to get a position. You'll have a chance today to hear the transcript of that deposition. You'll have a chance to hear that she told the plaintiff to leave the store when it was closing at 10 o'clock. You'll have a chance to hear that she again went out and told him to leave when he was in the parking lot. Ms. Vladanova did not tell the plaintiff to leave just once. She told him to leave 2 or 3 times. And he stayed. play the game. To my second point, that scooters had reasonable security. They'll have a chance to hear from Mr. Tracy Simon himself. He'll get up here today and tell you what he did to make sure his business was run securely and smoothly. He'll talk to you about the measures he took to make sure Scooters was run securely. He'll tell you that he installed cameras. Those cameras were inside of Scooters and also outside of Scooters. There were 2 cameras installed outside. He also mentioned lighting, that he installed lighting. Talking about how there were 6 lights outside in the parking lot. You also have a chance to hear from an expert witness. A plaintiff will have theirs, and we also have our own expert testify today. That is Ms. Quinn Noonan. Ms. Noonan is a 10-year FBI veteran. She's now working as a security specialist. And she will also go over the 2 measures, cameras and lights. She'll go over more thoroughly with you about the meaning of these measures that were taken at Scooters. She'll show you how the cameras have a deterrent effect. And she'll explain that the deterrent effect is to deter criminal activities. That the mere presence of cameras deters criminal activity from happening. Ms. Noonan will also go over the other measure, the lights that were installed, 6 lights in the parking lot outside the Scooter, and how those also have that same deterrent effect to deter criminal activity. You also have a chance to see a police report that was prepared on June 6, 2015. In that report, you'll hear how the lighting and the measures at Scooters were adequate. To my third and final point, the plaintiff was asked to leave. The plaintiff will take the stand today, and we expect he'll admit to some things. We expect the plaintiff will admit that he was told to leave the store at 10 p.m. by Ms. Vladanova. We also expect that he'll admit that prior to being attacked, he heard his friend, Rudy, warning him. People are coming. They're going to play the game with us. And you'll also hear the plaintiff admit that he was again warned prior to being attacked by the assailant. That he heard his assailant saying, "I told you could find some of these video game nerds here. Easy pickings." Can you imagine hearing that? The plaintiff chose to stay glued to his phone and not to look at his surroundings, not to see who was coming, not to make sure everything was safe. He chose to stay on his phone and play the game. And that's when, unfortunately, this attack occurred. Now, again, we're not here to argue or dispute that what happened to the plaintiff is not terrible. What we're here to talk about today and prove to you today is that Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor is not responsible for what happened to the plaintiff on June 6, 2015. For those reasons, I ask you find the plaintiff, Bobby Daly, responsible for his actions. And that Scooter's Ice Cream Parlor is not liable.